Today's episode is brought to you by Liquid Death. Today's guest is a valiant man, valiant young man. He's from Australia, if you believe in that. And he is he's a world-class gold medalist in scooter games and in BMX bicycling. This man has done things that you and I could never fathom doing. Even our dreams, we can't do the things that this man does in actuality. He's a member of the Nitro Circus. He's won countless gold medals. He's from Australia. And we are so happy to have him here today, Mr. Ryan Williams.
For me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it just for you.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man?
I feel good.
Yeah. Did you have a good time? I'm sitting here with Ryan Williams, who was a real cyclist, I guess, is a real astronaut, cyclist, almost ex-gamer. What's kind of the appropriate term for somebody like you?
I guess you would say a professional BMX rider and a professional scooter rider.
Okay.
Action sports athlete.
Okay.
I try to do it all.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so and action sports, like, so when people say action sports, that encompasses what?
Anything that's kind of like I guess slightly dangerous and considered a sport.
Okay.
I would say so.
Yeah. And I saw you last night. We went to the comedy show.
Yeah, it was sick.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was so good, and I was like, I don't know. I've only been to the Comedy Store like before that.
Yeah.
And then so this was like the second time going somewhere in Hollywood. Yeah.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys, that was such a surprise, dude. So do you go to a place? So you live in Australia, right?
Yeah.
And is there a comedy place you go to there? Yeah.
No, I've actually never seen a comedy show in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah. But so yeah, I'm living here in Huntington Beach, but usually Sunshine Coast in Australia. And you've been to Australia, right?
Yeah, I've been to Australia, man. I really like Australia. You know, I like how it all started with the inmates and everything, putting all like the seedy people over there.
Yeah.
I love seedy people. And so I think I love that about it, just seeing the children and grandchildren of seedy people and just seeing like all the unique animals. It feels almost like a secret location kind of,
Yeah.
Or it seems like a practice facility for humanity. That's what and Mother Nature. It feels like a training ground for like humans and Mother Nature. That's what I feel like.
Just to see how it like mixes. I feel like it helps. It must be like in the blood because I feel like a lot of us have like a few screws loose, and that's why you see us in action sports like just sending it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a different level. Yeah, Australians have a different thing inside of them. And I don't know if it's do they know if it's a scientific thing, you think? Like if it's like
maybe generational? I don't know.
I wonder if there's like that rebellious thing because Australia started because I think they were inmates from England. They put them there, right?
Yeah. So there was like convicts and they shipped them over because they're like, oh, we want to free up some space here.
Yeah.
So send them off to the mainland.
We need a little more bandwidth over here at the prison, so we're gonna send a couple of bad boys over there. Yeah, dude, I love Australia, man. I had a great time. So your world is mostly like. Take me through how you kind of got started, man, because I know you and I just met on IG. I love all your like tricks, and it seems so extreme, and like I get nervous being at like high speeds and stuff. So when I see somebody like you, I'm like, damn, this guy, he's really able to level up. Like in this, this guy seems like a real, just like a real energy drink of a kind of guy. I felt like,
I don't know. I guess it started like. Where the action sports started was I watched the X Games, and there was a movie called The Ultimate X, and it had like guys like Travis Pastrana, Tony Hawk, and like I seen that, and I think all I had at the time were like rollerblades, because my mom took me to the rollerodrome, you know, so I was like, I want to go to the skate park now. What do I have? Rollerblades. So I just like went to the skate park on my rollerblades and fell on my butt like 500 times, and then pretty much from then on I was just like the skate park rat.
Right.
You know, skate park kid.
And so at skate parks over there, are people doing drugs and stuff, or is it mostly just skating?
You could probably find drugs at the skate park, but there's certain skate parks, like the skate park I mainly go to, it's got a fence around it, so you don't just go chill there and do drugs. You kind of like pay to go in, and you're not going to pay twice to do drugs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That'd be crazy. Yeah, if you do your drugs and then you go in there, you want to save that money, I think, and just do your drugs outside, probably.
Yeah.
So when you started, like, did you find that you were good at it in the beginning? Because sometimes I wonder how much of a to be like an extreme sports person.
Yeah.
How much is it in you, and then how much is it that you can learn? Like,
oh yeah.
Because I've always felt like something like that is not in me, dude. Like.
Yeah.
You know, I'll even, you know, sometimes people, like when the car stops real fast, people will put their hand over the person.
Yeah.
I will make people put their hand over me, even if we're just kind of cruising along.
Yeah, I guess, I would say, it is built in a little bit. Like, you kind of have to be a little bit wild, because you got to get over the hill, you know, you're going to crash. You are going to crash. There's, like, no way not to, really, if you want to push to that upper level. But I guess it is something you could definitely learn. Like, obviously, I started just for fun. And I was just like, all my homies were like down the skate park, and then that's why I jumped on a scooter, because I was like the only rollerblade kid, just all like the lonely rollerblader basically down the skate park, and all my mates rode scooters, and I was like, man, I want to learn with everybody else. So I ended up like I had to borrow like their scooter and their shoes, because obviously I rollerbladed, so I didn't have shoes.
You can't rollerblade on the scooter yet.
No, well you can if you try hard enough, but pretty much just it was all fun at the start, and then you like build up and just. I don't know, you slowly progress, but I guess at the start, you obviously have to be able to get hurt and not, like, cry about it kind of thing. You have to, like, pick yourself up and keep going.
And if you see somebody with were you helmeted in the beginning, or are people in helmets or not?
Yeah, helmeted.
And is it well received by others if you wear a helmet, or is it kind of...
It depends what you're doing. Like, you're not going to go out there and do a triple backflip with no helmet on, because if you crash, then... You're not going to be doing any more flips after that. You might, you know, like you can get seriously hurt. But definitely, like the skateboarding realm is like, if you're wearing a helmet, like ollie in a stair set, they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But it's kind of well received in scooter and BMX to wear the helmet, because a lot of people have gotten hurt even with the helmet on and like can't ride anymore. So it's like, if everyone wasn't wearing a helmet, then there'd be way less BMX riders, because I think that.
Oh, it gets that dangerous, huh?
It definitely does get dangerous, and it's just like, why not have a helmet on and just protect your noggin?
Yeah, I would never want my kids, I don't think, to see me in a helmet, you know, if I'm a dad, you know? I feel like that's such a...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you might not suit a helmet. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of you in a helmet, so...
Yeah.
And there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, probably a reason for it. Yeah. But I think, if a kid sees their dad in a helmet, I think it just does something to a kid that it's just hard to like. You guys' helmets is different because they're more like cool looking helmets, I feel like. Yeah. But if you're in like if you're like on a bicycle, like in the neighborhood, and your dad drives up the driveway in the bike and he has on a helmet, I feel like it just, I don't know. I would feel so sad for my dad, and then I would feel so sad for me, I think.
Yeah, I guess, like, if you're wearing a cyclist helmet, the worst ones, I think, I don't know if you have, like, birds that swoop you here. Like, we have magpies in Australia, and they, like, swoop you. So you see cyclists, they'll have, like, a cycling helmet, and then they'll have zip ties, like, pointing up in the air.
To keep the birds out?
The birds from swooping their heads.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, I used to paint I used to paint fences on this man's property, and I used to do it with this big kind of urban gentleman, and he died, actually, but... He was alive at this point, and he also used to cut grass. This dude, Johnny was his name, Big Johnny, and he wore these, he had like, it was big, he had like real dark skin, and he had a big chest hair, and he would have these like a lot of gold and stuff, and silver choice chains and stuff in it, and he was a homosexual guy, actually. I didn't know that at the time, but people said he was later. But anyway,
the birds would come. He and I would paint these fences,
Yeah.
and the birds would swoop down because he had a big afro. So the birds would swoop down to get into his hair.
Yeah.
So at one point, my only responsibility was to have this like badminton racket and just fucking swat away all like these. I want to say it was nightingales, but it might have been something else.
They were trying to like nest.
Yeah, they come in and trying to nest at him. He's like, "You got my back." I'm like, "I got you, bud." So I'm just sitting there all day, just fucking, just love with Mother Nature, you know. But anyway, yeah. So because I think sometimes if I had that helmet, it would make me. If I saw my dad on a regular bicycle, but in your sport, you guys need the helmet.
Yeah, I'd suggest wearing a helmet just because you could like not even be trying anything crazy and just like fall over and just hit your head. And there's a lot of guys that like have had brain injuries and then they can't ride. And it's like and there's people that get hurt not wearing a helmet and can't ride. So it's like, may as well just wear one. But I get where you're coming from, but I'll stick to wearing a helmet, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about this? So you get going, now, was it frowned upon that you're in there with the, rollerblades? Was that kind of like a...
Yeah, well, it was because I rollerbladed for like 4 years, but it was kind of like, that's all I had, you know?
Right.
I was just, grew up with a single mom and she was like, that's all we could afford, really.
Right,
We
that's
just had the
what you got.
rollerblades. And then it's like, I was like, sweet. And then once I started, I was like, man, this is fun. Like, this is so fun. I'm just going to rollerblade because it's so fun. It's the only thing I had tried.
Yeah.
So I did that for like 4 years.
I can't imagine rollerblading for 4 years, man.
Not straight, just like on and off.
On and off, yeah. Oh, thank God, man. And so then you get up to the scooter. So is that where you start to like make your like? Where do you start to kind of make your climb into like this fucking like astrophysicist on a scooter? Like you're like this like. You're like a bullet, kind of like. Where do you start to make your climb then?
I would say like I jump on a scooter. I think I rode for like maybe 3 or 4 years, and then kind of got sponsored. And then once I got sponsored, we did like a trip to the USA, and that was like when I was like, what? Like I'm riding a scooter and like. They're flying me over to the USA to just ride skate parks. This is like kind of like mind blowing. This is crazy.
So where were you riding when you were riding before? You were still at these skate parks locally?
Yeah, just the skate parks. And then for about 5 or 6 years, it was just the skate park stuff. And then that's like after that, Nitro Circus see me on YouTube.
Right.
And they were like, oh, let's give this guy a go on this 40-foot jump and then see what he can do. And I was like, let's go. I was 17 years old, just like... ready to send it.
You didn't want it. So you didn't have any. So like, was there a lot of fear or anything? Like what starts to go away? Does the fear start to go away? Or take me through some of that process. Cause let's see if we can pull up one of yours. Just pull up one of, I just want you to kind of take me through what some of this is when you like, cause now you do you're on like some pretty intense ramps, huh?
Yeah. Probably go like just a single trick. Don't do the. Just type in like triple front flip. That's a good one. That's probably my hardest one on scooter.
Okay, let's look for that one.
If you just type triple front flip in the top. Yeah. No, down one. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm probably just skipping a little bit, but this one was crazy because it was like. They built this jump just for me to do this trick.
Wow. And
like, the thing is, I'm always scared. Like, I'm always scared. The fear is always there. It's just the confidence is built up, you know? I've gained confidence in my abilities, in myself.
Hey, hold on. We can hear that in here. It's too loud in here. Sorry. Yeah, I don't even think we need the audio of it if we can. No. We can probably just look at the video. Okay, so right here. So they're building this. They built this ramp.
So this was at Travis Pastrana's house.
So is this once you get on this? Is this once you get over here to the US?
Yeah.
On that tour?
Nah, not that first tour. This was like after I've been on Nitro Circus, and then I'm like, this is when I'm kind of really starting my career. Look.
Wow.
Yeah, but this is.
Dude. You look like a full-on dame from fucking Adelaide, bro. You look like a single mom from Adelaide.
I don't know what look I was going for there. But yeah, they built this ramp just for this trick. And I was so scared because no one had ever landed a triple front flip on BMX. And it's still like one of the hardest tricks I've ever done, even though this is like, I don't know, 7 years ago.
Dude, now did these guys think you could do it? Are guys like psyched for each other? Is it like a lot of camaraderie?
Yeah, that's the thing about action sports is that like we know that if the other guy doesn't land it, like he can get really hurt. So it's all just like we're all homies. Everyone's cheering everyone on. No one wants anyone to fail. We want everyone to win.
Right.
And this is my homie. I was actually racing him to do the first one, and he got to do the first attempt. And yeah, you'll see. It's just explosion.
Jesus. Ooh.
Yeah.
And is that a children's bike?
I mean, kinda. It's a full man bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A kid could ride it though. Yeah, it was not. It was wild.
Wow. So when you're going up this, like, what speed are you going whenever you hit this? Whenever you go up this ramp?
I think we had a speedometer, and it was like 35 miles per hour, 35, 40. Yeah.
And so, all right. So you get on this bike.
I just like what I do is kind of like you can close your eyes and you can write your name.
Right.
So it's like that. I've rode a BMX so long that I can like picture it in my head before I even do it. So it's like I just close my eyes and I like have like a simulator in my brain that I've created over like 15 years of riding action sports, and I can just play that trick out, boom, boom, in my head 30 times before I drop in, and then I drop in, and it's like, okay, this is what I have to do. I'm doing it, and then as I'm doing it, I'm like calculating, okay, is this what was meant to be happening? Is this what I imagined was going to be happening?
Right.
And if it is, I'm like, sweet. Stay on.
Right.
And if I'm looking and I'm seeing something else, I'm like, all right, how do I not land on my head right now?
Right. So at a certain point, it's just you realize it's kind of survival. Like if something feels a little bit off or something, you realize at that point I just need to land. I need to land safely and redo it again.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm a professional crasher, I would say as well. To be a professional action sports athlete, you have to be a professional crasher, because if you can't crash, then you can't get back up and try again.
Manscaped has been busy and just launched the redefined body wash and 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. They have everything you need to take care of your body and keep your hair tidy. Damn it. Do well. Look decent. It's your crotch. Christ. You know, that new lawnmower 4.0 trimmer from Manscaped. God. It really does. If you want that male landing strip, if you want to put them buck antlers above your wiener or that antenna, that old TV antenna like your grandfather used to have and watch the ball games, you can do it well for your own dick and crotch and female crotch area. You can do it. Manscaped. Manscaped.com is where you want to go to get it. /Theo. The performance package includes that weed whacker. Do your edge your garden. Edge your cut. Dude, if your friend's in a coma, trim his crotch up while he's out. Next thing you know, he wakes up in February, March or something. Early summer, he wakes up and damn, his damn crotch looks better. Get that Christmas package to take care of your package. You can do it. Get 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/THEO. That's 20% off and free shipping. I'm in a basement right now in Vermont. So I've probably been doing better. Godspeed.
You know, cashback cards are so 2020. You buy this, you buy a thing of Skittles, you get half a cent back. You buy $50 worth of damn corn and you get they send you a mitten or something, one mitten. You got to keep high-fiving people with your cold hand to keep it warm. The shit has to stop. Well, whether you're a crypto pro or a total beginner, you can finally earn Bitcoin the easy way with the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card from BlockFi. Yep, you can earn unlimited Bitcoin in every qualifying purchase you make. If you're interested in buying Bitcoin but don't know where to start, BlockFi has the world's first Bitcoin rewards card. So you can earn Bitcoin the easiest way possible with every qualifying purchase. Yep. The BlockFi Rewards Visa Signature Card. That's right. You can earn 1.5% back in Bitcoin on all qualifying purchases. Now's the time to start or ramp up your Bitcoin portfolio. Our listeners can get a bonus of $25 in crypto after you make your first purchase with the credit card when you sign up at BlockFi.com/Theo. That's $25 bonus encrypted, deposited right into your account after you make your first purchase. Go to blockfi.com/THEO. Yep. Not all will be eligible. Geographic, regulatory, and underwriting restrictions apply. Fees and terms are subject to change. Additional terms of service at blockfi.com. BlockFi is a financial technology company. Banking services provided by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Start earning Bitcoin back on all your qualifying purchases today. BlockFi.com/Theo.
Okay, so on that trick right there that you're doing, what is that trick called?
That was a triple front flip on BMX.
Okay. And it had never been done before?
No.
In by anybody?
But I don't think by anyone. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen any animals do it either. But.
So when you're going up that ramp,
Yep.
how do you then get your bike to flip frontward? Because it would seem like you want to go backwards.
Have you ever done a flip?
I've done a flip on a trampoline, yeah.
And it's kind of similar to that, but it's like obviously wheels, different inertia. But it's like, so what I do, the way I do it is I would ride up, right? And then I initiate the front flip by throwing my upper body over the front of the bike, right? And then it's going to tip the bike up.
When do you do that? Like, do you know when to do it?
Yeah, I have to do it a little bit early on that triple front flip because obviously it's 3 flips, not one. Like one flip, you can be like just chill and it comes around. 2 flips, then you have to give it more. 3 flips is like, okay, I just have to put everything into it. And I actually like nose manual, which is like where you go on the front wheel. So I'll be going on one wheel up the ramp before I'm even off the top. And then that's what just flicks me. And then...
Wow, so when you leave the ramp, you're only on that front wheel?
Yeah, on that trick.
Wow.
Because I have to just give it everything.
Can you feel that front wheel catch the edge of that ramp at all or no?
Yeah, it hits that trick. The funny thing is I had bruises on my legs because the bike would like press against my legs so hard because I would throw so hard that the handlebars would hit me in the legs. And that's how I knew I was spinning fast because I was like, oh yeah, I felt that. And then you feel the flick and you just kind of like hold on for the ride.
And so at that point, do you just hope that you land at the exact right kind of timing or is the ramp built so that you could kind of, as long as you're coming, you can come in at a lot of different angles and land?
Yeah, so it's kind of, you like, obviously the ramp is like 50% of the trick, you know, because it's like you got to have the right trajectory. If you're coming into a flat surface, you're just going to explode.
Oh, wow.
So you need to like, it's almost like a plane, you know, it comes into land just smooth like that. So it's like when we land, we want to be landing in the trajectory of the landing so that's like smoother, but it's still a hard landing.
So all the places where you land, usually it has to be at an angle so that...
Yeah.
Because you couldn't just do it flat.
Nah, not safely, you know. There is like a certain level, and once you pass that level, your bones can't do it.
Yeah. That's a fucking homemade Halloween, baby, you know? Damn, bro. That's crazy, man. So, okay, so take me through some of this. So you start to get... Are you in school at this point?
Yeah, so I started...
Like, so whenever you kind of get going, you get on the scooter, right?
Yeah.
And is scooter frowned upon? I mean, scooter, like you see somebody on a scooter, like...
Yeah.
You don't think like, oh, look at this guy.
Yeah. I think, and that's kind of a cool thing when I'm doing these Nitro Circus tours, because like, especially here in America, they're like, are you gonna take that scooter down that ramp? And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna do way more than just take it down the ramp. But yeah, when I first started, obviously scootering was like, it was just fun, man. And it was like, skateboarders be like, why are you riding a scooter? You're not going to get anywhere riding a scooter, dude. And I'm like, well, I'm just having fun, man. I'm not really trying to get anywhere. I'm just trying to get to the skate park and do some stunts. But yeah, I got heaps of grief for that, like bullied, obviously.
But was there a lot of people scootering? Were more people starting to do it?
Yeah. And that was like blowing up.
Right.
And I was like on the forefront of that. And then it's kind of like, that's why I got to catch this wave of like, new age scooter dudes, right? And these tricks weren't created yet. So I was like in the forefront and I could create tricks because like the tricks that I was doing 10 years ago, 10,000 kids can do it now. Whereas it was like a world's first 10 years ago. It was like being at the front of like, it was like buying Bitcoin, you know? It was like being at the forefront. Like people were like, "What? We're gonna buy Bitcoin?" And then like the dudes that did were like, "Yeah, now." So it's like that's what I'm doing. It's like I got on that first wave of scooters, and then now I'm here like, yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, I see, man. Wow. Did you And did you just feel like, did you try skateboarding as well? Did you try other things in the beginning and you just felt most capable with the scooter? Or what makes you stay with that?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing was just my mates did it, you know, and I just wanted to hang out with all my friends. And like, if all my mates skateboarded, I probably would have been a skateboarder. I probably would have went that direction.
Yeah.
Because I did have a skateboard, and I would
Yeah.
skateboard when my mates skateboarded. I would ride a BMX when my mates rode a BMX, and that was kind of the thing. I would go to the skate park. I was like, I don't know, I was like a treasure trove of action sports. I would just bring like everything I could to the skate park just in case like more people were doing that. I'd be like, okay, it's time for the skateboard today.
Right.
You know? And then I would just do that. And that's kind of like why I picked up scootering so much, just because, dude, my mates are doing it. And it was just the coolest vibe to go down the skate park, have your mates, learn new tricks, and then...
Fuck, that's sick.
Yeah. So that's why I stick with the scooter, even though I got a lot of grief for it at the
Yeah.
start.
And at school, so it was just you. Were you an only child?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so, was your mom like supportive of you doing this kind of stuff, or did she think it was dangerous, or was she kind of a rebel? What was she like?
My mum, so I raced BMX like on the dirt track, like just racing, like when I was like younger than when I rollerbladed, or at the same time, because my mum was like best in Queensland at racing BMX. When she was young, she was like number one in Queensland, and then she started when I started again when she was like 30, and then she was number one again. So
Really?
yeah, my mum's crazy.
Bring up a picture of her, Kim. What's her name?
Oh, I got the best one.
You do?
I got a best video. Search mother versus mega ramp. Mum versus mega ramp. I got my mum to hit my mega ramp.
No way.
Yeah, swear.
I don't know what a mega ramp is, but I believe you. I believe you. I want to know more about it.
Just type in mum. Nah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that one. It's that one there. And then you're gonna have to skip in a little bit though. Yeah. Go back. That's it. Go back. No. A little bit further.
Wow, that's your mom. What's her
No,
name?
keep back. Sorry. My mum's name's Donna. You
Oh,
can see her
yeah.
here. Look, here we go. See, she doesn't look that bad in a helmet.
Who's on the back? Oh, no, she's dimed up.
That's
dude.
that's my mate Gecko. Look at her go.
Donna going.
She's had 3 beers too. Before
Right.
this.
yes, man. That Australian breakfast, dude. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
See, you could do that.
Legend. Oh, I could do that definitely, dude. I could definitely do that. Yeah, Donna's throwing up fucking signs, dude.
The best
Oh,
thing
man.
is she did it. She did it again. Like
Yeah.
she was like, that was it. But she was like, oh, I didn't go fast enough. I want to go higher.
Yeah. So this is in your backyard at home?
Yeah. This is I just bought this land. It's called Our Willy Land. It's like an action sports paradise for myself, and I just been like building ramps and just progressing action sports.
Now, okay, a couple things here. So how big is this Our Willy Land?
It's 40 acres,
Okay.
but it used to be a mango farm.
Oh yeah. They
Yeah.
still got mangoes out there?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
just fall off
good.
the tree. Like I'll be walking up to go to a tree, a mango will just fall off, and I'll just pick it up, eat it.
Oh, Australia. God, it sounds good.
So good.
Oh, come for the freaking dangerous animals, stay for the free fruit, man. So you got this park, and now how much does this park kind of cost to that kind of space?
Yeah, so I mean the land's like over $500,000 for the land, but that's like, you know, it's like that everywhere. So
Right.
it's like that's general, but the ramp is like $5,000, and then for that big airbag thing, like it's a bag jump, and that thing's like cost me like close to 50 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, but then I've got another one that's like a landing. So like you switch, you go from that is what I practice my tricks on, and like you can land on like your head and be kind of all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get your trick dialed, you switch it to the landing, and then you can like fully land the trick, you know, like and claim the new trick, you know.
Okay, so you would then move that out
Yeah.
of that space and
Yeah.
put the ramp in that you know you can land on.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Wow, is
Yeah,
that a
just-
crazy day?
Oh man, it is like I've had it for like a year and a half now, and it's just insane because the best thing is I have my mates from the skate park. Obviously, I got great opportunity with Nitro Circus. You know, I got to ride these ramps and go to these places and like progress myself. But my mates obviously stuck at home. They didn't have
Right.
anything like that. So now it's so funny to see the mates that I grew up with like 10 years ago that were just riding the skate park. Now they're riding like this mega ramp at mine and doing tricks that like no one else has done as well. So they're progressing and becoming the best rider they can be
Wow.
because I've got it. And it's a trip as well because I get like young scooter kids, like 10-year-old kids coming in and doing double backflips.
Damn.
And I'm like, what is even going on? I
Yeah.
was like, I don't even know what I was doing when I was 10.
You're gonna see, like they're passing you. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It's like I'm sure it's interesting to be a part of the kind of the movement in a
Yeah.
way. Okay, so you get to this Nitro Circuit. Let's go back in time a little. So you get onto this thing where you're going. Now you're gonna go tour in America.
Yeah. So
You
first
got signed the video. You had some videos that got out,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
got signed by Nitro Circus.
Yeah. So I did. I got signed by Nitro Circus, and the first one was actually in Australia, and it was just like some company, Scooter Hut, they had paid to like do advertising there, and then Nitro Circus was like, oh, who are some scooter kids, like up and coming scooter kids that can come jump this ramp, and I was one of them. And I just, on my first show, I did like a world's first double front flip on scooter, and then from then on, it was like I was just on, and it was mind blowing. I was like, holy, like this is insane.
And did you? So at this point, do you have like a girlfriend already? At this point, do you have like?
Yeah. I think I did have a girlfriend. Because I was in school and that, and and it like obviously traveling and stuff. It was hard, but this is like when I'm 17, so it was like.
Wow.
A school girlfriend, you know?
Right. And were you like were you becoming like a lot of pretty popular in your area and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely at the skate park, and like at school, people knew I was like flying. I literally was doing school Monday to Friday, and then flying out and doing a Nitro Circus show, and then flying home.
Damn.
You know, and doing school. So it was like a trip. But yeah, I was kind of a nerd in school too. So I finished school and got into university, but I didn't choose to do that.
Now in Australia, do you have to go to university, or you don't have to?
Nah, you can like drop out. You can drop out early. I could have already been out of school when I was doing Nitro Circus and just being like a laborer.
Right.
But
Damn.
you can go. Yeah, it's like pretty Wild West over there. Sick.
Yeah. It's so good, man. Okay, so then you get on this tour and you guys start to come to America. Is your mom like stoked for you? Is she disappointed? Like, is she bummed that you're leaving? Like, what is some of her thoughts?
Yeah. She was like, obviously she was worried at the start. You know, it's like I'm risking my life, kind of, and like I could get really hurt. So
yeah, you're fucking around on a scooter. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
There's always, until you make it,
Yeah.
and it's really professional.
Yeah.
You're whatever any child I think is doing for their parent. The parents always like, what the fuck? You know, you're fucking around. You know, I want you to do well, but you're fucking around here.
Yeah, for sure. But
Until you really start to do well.
and then she obviously gained confidence in myself, and I was pretty lucky with injury and just like being calculated and not just like throwing myself out there, because that's always been the biggest thing. It's like we're not daredevils, like we are in a way, but we're all. I'm like calculating the risk. It's like,
Right.
Is it worth doing this? Is the reward worth it? Yes. Okay. Send it. Oops, broke my leg,
Damn.
but was worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was I got on Nitro Circus, and then that's kind of when things started to really blow up for me, and that's like when I started to really get a name, and then that just made me more stoked to be riding and like do better, because I was like, man, me having fun doing these tricks that I love doing is like progressing me through life. This is
Right.
like a trip.
Yeah. It is crazy when like your dream or something that you're really putting energy into, that the world kind of meets that, like starts to like kind of push that
Yeah.
forward. You're like, what? This is crazy. Like, why me? Like, why do I get to have this, like, this, why do I get to be met this way by the flow of life, you know?
I think honestly a huge thing for me too was the fact that you did get I did get grief for riding a scooter. You know, I got bullied for riding a scooter by like other
dude.
people. But then,
Oh, it's probably, dude, if I drove by, I yelled something. You know what I'm
but
saying?
then that was like, that's like sick. Like whatever, I just took it right on the chin and was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so good that you can't not be impressed.
Right.
That was like, that was it. That's like, was my driving force, like my fire in my belly. It was like, all right, so you think that this is so bad that you can't be cool. Well, I'm gonna be so good that you start to think it's cool.
Right, that you can't help but think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something nice about that. Wow, that's crazy. You have that desire to be fucking undeniable, that desire to like prove people wrong, even if it's just a general,
Yeah.
not even an exact person, but a general people. And what about your mom? Did she get remarried? She got some man or no?
Yeah, she is now, but that was a while into it. It's funny. So my mom worked at Australia Zoo. I don't know if you've ever heard of Australia Zoo.
Yeah,
Like
I
with
might have
Steve
been
Irwin.
over there. I can't remember the one where you get to hold the
koala.
yeah, the koalas and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
They got all the birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a gang bird over there actually.
Yeah, so she worked there and then met the tiger handler, and like
Really?
yeah, and then now she's married to the tiger handler.
Damn. He's petting that cat, boy. That's insane, dude. Sorry, I know that's your mom.
No, it's chilling.
But that's that's how it works. That's God, bro.
She actually lives at my house too. So
she does.
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, so what happened was when I was growing up, obviously it was hard for my mom, and then
And your dad was just gone. He just was.
No, he wasn't gone. He was just in a different state, and it was just like I thought it was actually kind of cool because like I didn't really know what was going on. Like I was so young. It was like cool. I get to go on holidays. I get to go down there and like ride different skate parks. Sick.
Right.
So yeah. So that wasn't like it was fine. My dad and I see my dad here and there, and my dad actually lives at the land now. So my dad lives at the land because he's an excavator driver. So I like employed him basically to be the groundskeeper Willy, right? And then my mum lives at my house that I live in. Like
that's crazy.
That's a trip.
So now they're almost all back on the same area.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but my mum stays away from him.
Yeah. Well, she got what she needed out of him.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so once you get on some of these tours, right? So you get on, are you on the tours when you start to get onto some of these Nitro Circus, right?
Yeah.
Who's on these types of tours? What types of people is it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it like a carnival kind of, like, does it have that vibe? Or at that time, what was the vibe like of it? Like, was it really?
It was pretty
intense.
It was pretty gnarly. Like when I first got on, it was like, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Metal Militia.
Yeah, that's
Brian Deegan.
Brian Deegan. Yeah. I spoke with him yesterday, actually.
No way.
Yeah, actually, I called him. I was like, "Hey, tell me about this Our Willy guy." I was like, just let me know a little bit more, you know. But he said a lot of nice things, man.
Yeah. So they were like, back in the day, they were like pretty gnarly. So when I got on, they were going straight from like there was a few Metal Militia guys on Nitro Circus, but Nitro Circus was like steered towards. It also had that like gnarliness, but it also had like the family vibe. Like we had funny like contraptions. Like we still have it. It's like we would have this with wheels on it, and it jumps the ramp.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was like there was that kid vibe as well, like the family vibe.
So there really is like a circus vibe to it in a way.
Yeah, kind of like a family circus, like action sports vibe.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, because when I was a kid, what came to town sometime was the circus, Barnum's and Bailey. Two men, I think one of them was a black dude. I don't know. You never saw the men, but one of them had like a whip or something.
Yeah.
But they came to town and they would have like the tent,
Yeah.
And they'd have the guy who would swing and,
Yeah.
He would do a flip and then catch the other bar and like then he would light him on fire or something, swing him back. They'd have an elephant, somebody do a backflip off an elephant. So you had like that was like a circus, that was like a circus that came to town. They didn't have like the crazy tricks, so
but it was like ours is like a rowdy circus because it was like these guys are just like mischiefs. A lot of them were like just mischiefs, and then like now we're in the limelight. Like when I first got on, it was pretty crazy. Like the after parties were pretty gnarly, and I'm 17 years old.
Damn. So were you going to these places? Is this some of the first time you drank and stuff? You've been drinking with your mates and stuff like that?
Yeah, I drank a little bit like. In Australia, we drink pretty young, which is kind of like
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys do everything, dude.
Yeah,
when you guys die, you're like, I've done it. Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys get the most out of the world, it seems like.
Yeah, for sure. But so yeah, it was pretty wild.
So can you drink and stuff at these parties afterwards? Are you like, it's pretty chill?
Yeah, it was chill. Like, and because it was Nitro Circus, like I would be able to drink and go out, and it was cool, and it was just like wild because these dudes were like superstars, and I was just like the scooter kid. It was actually kind of funny when I first got on Nitro Circus. They were like, we want him out of our skate parks, we're gonna let him jump the ramp, hopefully he crashes and like hurts himself kind of deal. Like they wanted me. I was like a sideshow at the start. I was like the sideshow.
Right.
So it was like, but I didn't care. I was 17 years old. Like, oh my God, this is crazy.
And are you guys you're going on tour buses? What are you guys on?
We would fly, but we also would do a tour buses sometime. But that was like when we did Europe tour. So that was a little bit later, maybe 2 or 3 years into doing the touring.
Okay.
That's when we got on the buses.
So you guys pull into like a venue and it's like, is it outdoors? Is it in stadiums? Like what kind of venues are we talking? What is it?
We've done both. So we did like the Staples Center. We've done Madison Square Gardens, and that is wild. That's when we do like a bus tour, and it's a trip because you do this massive show like in front of 10,000 plus people. You party, go to sleep on the bus, wake up in a different like state, and then do it again.
Yeah.
Like sometimes 3 nights in a row.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got a tour bus. We're getting our first one starting this week, next week or something.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have like a little bit of a change of pace.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing where you like leave late at night and you just wake up and you're somewhere else, that's pretty
It's
cool.
a trip, especially in Europe. It's like a trip because wake up in a different country and it's like totally different. You're like, what is going on? It's like you had a weird dream and now you've time traveled.
So had you finished school? So you're out doing this thing? Are you graduated or no?
Yeah, so I just passed schooling, like primary, high schooling, right? And then
And is it just like Chris Lilly, like in that show, like in what's that show called? Chris Lilly. You know, he's like, Miss, look at
oh
my
yeah.
Summer Heights High.
Yeah, Summer Heights.
Is
High.
it really like that over there?
You know what? It kind of is. Like it's not even a bad representation.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that, dude. That was one of the best things when I toured in Australia. I got to meet Chris Lilly, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Oh, dude, unprecedented.
That show over in Australia, that's like one of the best shows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. It's like
A lot of people here still don't know it. Chris, have you ever seen Summer Heights High? Wow.
you got to watch it.
Bro, when somebody hasn't seen it, I get so jealous because their life's going to be so much better. It'll change. Bro, if your relationship's bad, sit down and watch that together.
I'll watch it.
There you go.
Yeah,
That is
do
it. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Very, very, very good answer there. Okay, so you're on this tour. You guys are doing this tour. You're like going to different cities and stuff,
Yeah.
and that's in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
It's your
US
first time in the U.S.?
US and Europe. I did do like a little scooter trip like when I was really young for the US, but the biggest, like the actual tours and the full on experiencing the USA, it was on Nitro Circus tours.
Wow.
On a bus and flying a lot.
Has anybody ever paid you to do like a private party or something like that? Like,
I've done like cool camps for kids and like done like in Canada I went to this all-in skate park and like just spent a week with kids and taught them. It's pretty crazy actually. I was filming YouTube videos and these kids were just so stoked that I would like get so much content because these kids would just send themselves and like I got some wild clips of these kids just sending it, you know?
Really? Yeah. Are there times where do you ever meet a kid and you're like, oh, that kid's gonna die, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a few like I'm like, oh, I think I'm wild, but these kids, dude.
You got to get a mark and put a little star on their shoulder or something. You know what I'm saying? Just so
watch out.
Keep tabs. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So once you like at this point your career is going like, are they paying you? Like, what is that whole process like?
Yeah. So obviously, when I first got on Nitro, it was like I was 17 years old, so it was great money for then.
Right. Happy to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They give you $1,000 a week. You're like, this is amazing.
But then I think about 3 years in, that's when I was like making a living, you know,
Right.
or not even that actually, probably a year after starting with Nitro, then I was like, okay, I can literally do this for a job.
Wow.
Yeah. And then eventually I bought my first house when I was 21.
Damn.
And then just kept going from there. Like crazy to ride a scooter and then like to make such a good living. It's a trip.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about you, even in watching some of your own podcast clips and stuff, is just like your enthusiasm and like your kind of like just your excitement that this is your life, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I embrace that stuff like kind of cautiously, like I'm almost not ashamed of my life, but sometimes I get embarrassed that I make money or embarrassed that I'm, have like, you seem to just kind of wear it, just kind of more like excited, like I can't believe I get to do this and this is it, you know?
Yeah, well, I always just want to be able to like, I want to show, like I want people to see that like you can be a 12-year-old scooter kid down the skate park, like literally, you can be that kid and then make a living out of it when no one really like ever thought you would.
Yeah.
So it's like you can pave your own path. It doesn't matter if the path isn't there yet. You can make your own path, and then like that's why I'm like so stoked. I'm like,
right,
dude, I'm here like with you on your podcast, and I've watched you for so long.
Yeah.
And then now I'm here, and the reason I'm here is just because I'm so stoked to be riding a scooter, and I literally am here because I didn't listen to the person that told me that I couldn't do anything riding a scooter.
Right.
You know, if I listened to that person go, mate, you're not going to do anything riding a scooter, or the thousands of people that told me that actually, if I listened to even one of those people, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Right.
So stoked with my life. So it's like, I just want to inspire people to just keep pushing on and believing in whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's a unique gift you have, man. Because it's like you make me more stoked to be here today. Like I showed up, dude, and I was like excited, because I'm a fan and I wanted to learn. I want to learn about what you do and what goes into it and stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I see you, it's like you're so excited. I'm like, fuck, now I have to be more excited because I have to meet you at a certain level of excitement. Where do you get that from? Do you think you get that from one of your folks, actually?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. The people around me, like Travis Pastrana, it was a huge inspiration to me. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just because of the things that he's done. Like, he's done amazing things, incredible things. And he's done things that other people could maybe do now. But the thing is that inspires me about Travis Pastrana is the fact that he can bring the best out of the people around him.
Oh, wow.
Like, the funniest thing, we're on tour right now with Nitro Circus, and we're doing the show and he's not at the shows, and then he turned up for one show, and that show was like the best show we did because of the energy that he brings and just the level. He just lifts you to a new level, like just with his presence.
Yeah.
And like, that's what inspires me. That's what I'm trying to reach now. It's like, can I be that guy that when the scooter kids around me, BMX kids around me, they just get that little extra like boost,
They're like, oh, let's see what we can do. He's here.
Yeah, how can I be that guy? That is I think that is like the coolest thing about Travis Pastrana, and that's like what inspires me to just be stoked.
Yeah.
For many people in the U.S. of America concerned about the cost of health insurance, there are no good options. There's none. Zilcho. But Crowd Health is a community of people who are tired of paying for a broken system. Yep. It's a place where you can get a simple, flexible, and affordable way to pay for your health care. Crowd Health is able to offer amazing prices because of its community of health-conscious members. For a limited time, our listeners get their first month free. And after you've been a member, Crowd Health will include a fitness wearable. That's 30 days to try risk-free plus the fitness wearable. Just go to crowdhealth.com/fit and enter code Theo at sign up. Enter that code, baby. You want to get that Crowd Health. You want everybody helping you, breathing into your lungs. You want that CPR. You want that damn Heimlich. You want it all. And that's crowdhealth.com/fit. Promo code Theo. Yep, Crowd Health is not health insurance. It's a community-powered alternative. Terms and conditions apply. If you're sick of big health insurance and the BS that goes with it, go to Crowd Health. Go to joincrowdhealth.com/fit and enter code Theo. Learn about it. Crowd Health. Look, it's tough when you're looking for insurance online. It's aggravating. You don't want to do it. It feels overwhelming a lot of times. It feels like too much. That's what I've noticed. Well, times have changed. Thanks to the zebra. The zebra. It's that striped, sneaky, prison-looking animal. Yup. You can compare car and home insurance quotes from every major insurance company in under 5 minutes, giving you all the facts you need to make the right decision. In fact, the zebra saves people an average of $922 a year on home and auto combined. It's a lot of money. It's an extra G. Get yourself a swing set or get something for the children. Get a teeter-totter for your daddy. Yep, the zebra's helped me. It can help you. Compare quotes for free at thezebra.com/THEO and support the podcast. That's at thezebra.com/Theo. Save time and money in minutes on your home and auto insurance.
Yeah.
What gifts does what does Pastrana have that makes him that gives him that ability, you think, or what is it about him?
It's the thing is, it's how great he is, right? And the accomplishments that he's done.
Right. So he has his work that he's
Yeah, but he's so good. He is like up there, like everyone kind of knows him. It's like he's like a Tony Hawk as well. Like he's that level. And you like think, okay, he's that level. Like he probably doesn't have that much time, but he does for everybody. He's like everyone's best friend.
Wow.
And that was the trippiest thing for me when I got on Nitro Circus was the first show, I'm this scooter kid, and I do this world first. And I remember after I did it, I was like so stoked. But the biggest thing I remember from that day is riding back to the start ramp, and Travis high-fived me and going, dude, that was sick. Like, that was so cool. And
Wow.
I was like, wow, like, this is insane that this guy that I hold up like this, like I've held up, inspired me to even start, for him to just give me that. It was like a year's worth of excitement in 1 second.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so amazing, man, when you have like somebody that you really idolize or you really put on a pedestal, and they have a little bit of time for you, or they have like an encouragement that really helps, you know? Man.
Yeah.
The power of that is almost unprecedented, really, I think.
I think that, and I always keep that in mind, because we obviously do these Nitro Circus shows, and it's like there's thousands of people there, and like kids will want to come get a photo, take a picture, get an autograph. It's like, and that's why I always remember like 5 seconds of Travis Pastrana's time was like a year's worth of just excitement for me. So it's like, if I can give a kid 5 seconds of my time, and that it means that much to him, I'm gonna give that kid that 5 seconds every single time. You know, like, it keeps you stoked.
And so y'all's show, so you said you hit a first trick, and that was on one of the nitroses, on one of the
So it was just it was a double front flip on scooter, and like no one had ever tried it. And
what you did, we saw earlier, was a triple, right?
Yeah. So that
So that evolved obviously into that triple.
Yeah.
And did you start to, when you got on the tour, prepping for that trick, you'd already done it in practice?
I had tried. So when I first got on the show, I'd tried it in practice and crashed it twice.
Okay.
So that's what made the moment so special, is that like it was my first show. I'm obviously like so excited, like, and so nervous, but to ace that trick, it was like something happened. Like it was like the trajectory of my life just went doo.
Damn.
And I was like, okay, I'm doing it.
Wow. Damn. You must feel like there's like a higher power or something that has a hand in that, because it just, the science and everything to like flip off of something and just have it be perfect in a moment where it's like in a real show.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where I've done really well. Like, I never think that I'm someone that is physically built better or like wired better than anybody else. I think I just managed to like succeed when it's most important. It's like at X Games, it's like I need to land this trick now, and then I'll just land it, you know? I obviously do the preparation, but for some reason it's just sick to, in moments of when I need to do it, I got it done. And I think that's the main reason why I got to where I am today.
Wow.
And it's like, it's wild.
It's a gift. I mean, it almost feels like you're favored in some sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Obviously, and I just thank whatever the driving force is, thank you. And I try to thank it every day. And I try to give back like my positivity to the people around me, because maybe that'll turn their trajectory. You know, maybe that'll do, you know, that one moment might change their life, and they might do something better and be better in the end, you know? So
yeah. No, man, it's inspiring. Even sitting with you makes me feel a little bit better than when I wasn't sitting with you.
Thanks, man.
To be honest,
I think
bro.
You got to give yourself some appreciation too. I think that you probably realize, like, I'm sure a lot of people like write in and tell you how like happy you make their lives, and I'm sure you make people's day so like much better just by listening to you talk. And I think that's amazing, and I think that's why you deserve to be paid for what you do, and like you work hard, so it's like you deserve it, I think.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes I have a tough time thinking that I deserve things, you know, and I don't know where that comes from. I think it comes from. I don't know. I'm
trying to find. You just got to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll try to. It takes a while sometimes to find things like that when you're really trying to figure out where they're from, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I've always struggled feeling like I deserve stuff, you know. But that's okay. I hope to be able to figure it out, and I'm sure that I will.
You'll get it.
Yeah. What? So you get in. So when do you get into like at some point you won a couple of competitions, right? I know I read this, but and Deegan was talking with me about it, but so what happened? Like that was kind of like another thing that changed.
Yeah, so they the shows are huge, and then they had a thing called Nitro World Games, and it was like a competition now. So they changed the show, changed it to a competition. And it was obviously the X Games.
Right.
And that was a huge one that I wanted to do, but obviously I was like a scooter rider and a BMX rider at a certain point. This is a funny story, actually. So I rode BMX at the skate park here and there, but it wasn't like my profession, right?
Right.
And then at Nitro Circus, I was doing tricks on a scooter that had never been done on a BMX bike. So,
wait, hold on. So you're doing tricks on a scooter that's never been done on a BMX bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can do the same. You can do the same tricks. Obviously,
see.
just a different vehicle. But so I was doing tricks that I could do on a scooter that no one had never done on BMX.
And so did someone challenge you to do it on the BMX?
That's it.
Wow.
They were like, the only reason you can do this is because you're on a scooter. And I was like, you know what? I reckon that's not true. And I ended up borrowing one of their bikes, like one of the other guys on tour. I borrowed their bike and I did the trick. First, like I think I was like first try I did it. And then that's when like I was like, oh, here we go. X Games dream. I can reach it. Like all I have to do is bring these scooter tricks over to the BMX world because no one's doing it for some reason because they think it's lame or something.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, well, I don't mind. I'll just do the lame tricks then and win.
I'll just be the lame legend. Sorry, if you need me, I'll be in lame land up here. Yeah, drinking lemonade, baby. Yeah, I'll be up there, dog. Damn, that's beautiful, dude. So now at that point, did you win that thing?
Yeah, so I won the Nitro World Games. The first year it happened, I actually lost the scooter competition and won the BMX competition, which was kind of hilarious. And then came back the next year and I won scooter and BMX.
Damn.
And then I think it was like the year after I finally got on X Games. And then, yeah, I've won 3 X Games golds now.
Has anybody won 3 X Games gold or no?
So... yeah, people have won, like, Travis has won so many. I think he's got, like, some of the most, but, like, they're up, like, in the 20s, you know?
Wow.
But I think, so I did accomplish something recently. I was the first person to do 3 golds in a row on the Mega Ramp. So, for some reason, for 20 years, it had never happened that a person had consecutively won 3 gold medals in a row on the Mega Ramp. And it made me so nervous.
Really?
Because I was coming into the third one like, oh, here we go. Like, time just kept repeating itself. I think like 5 people before me had won it twice, and then they lost the third time. So I was like, here we go.
So the third time, is there a video that you think?
You go X Games, Ryan Williams X Games, 2018, I think, or 19. Try. I'll tell you straight away. Nah. Go 19. Not that one. That one. The real cost big air, but it's a full broadcast. Go the second. Go the next one down. Yeah, try that one real quick.
Wow, that's so hype.
So this isn't my winning run, but you'll see. Like, wait, is this it? No, this is. If I crash, it's not it.
No.
That was just keep skipping in. Sorry. Oh, hang on. This is gonna play all of them. This is good. This is good actually. So keep it rolling. So this was the first time I won, and this was in Australia.
Wow.
So my first time I ever won X Games was in Australia. My whole family there. I paid for everyone to fly down and stay there, and it was like so incredible because that was like my dream achieved, you know?
Yeah.
A gold medal at the X Games. Oh man, it's not this one though. Go back to the search. Click the
dude. You have at that point you have the haircut of every I feel like kind of middle-aged woman in the town that I'm from. A little bit, honestly. At that point, dude.
I know. I had to dial it back, dude. I don't know what I was doing.
You were going big, dude, but you had it was like a real Karen kind of haircut. I feel like at that point.
It's hard to.
Beautiful though. Very nice.
Try the second one. I really want to show you this one because this is it. This is it.
Right.
I had to do the craziest thing at the start. This was the gnarliest thing I've ever done. I've never done a backflip drop in. And watch.
Wow.
Yes. And then I nearly missed up the ramp. I rode up like the tiniest
so
part of the ramp. And then I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta land this. Did it. Oh man. And it was such a trip because everyone was doing so well. Yeah, I was stoked.
Wow, bro.
Man, I was so stoked.
Can we go back one time, Chris?
It'll be a slow-mo replay,
they will?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, look how stoked you are.
Man.
You got to carry your own bike down?
What do you think? Someone's gonna run up and just bring it down?
I mean, at that point, yeah.
Some sort of concierge, yeah, you can see.
So you'd never done that
No.
before? And what made you do that? Can we just pause it right there?
I wanted to win the 3rd in a row, dude. I had.
Oh, so you're thinking, what can I do that'll be different
I
right
need
now?
to do. Yeah, not like guys were doing tricks into it. Morgan Wade, he like did a double tail whip into it, and like guys are 360 into it. So they were stepping it up, and I knew that I had to do something that like had never been done before to get the win. Like they weren't going to give it to me easily, so I was just like, I have to just do this.
Did you feel like you had extra pressure to try and get the win? Like they were going to judge you even more harsh because you already had 2 in a row? Like it's a little bit tougher to get that third one?
Yeah, I had to send it. Like I wasn't holding back, and I would have just done it anyway. Like even if I like in the moment, it was for Dave Mira. So
Yeah.
he passed away recently,
yeah,
and
familiar.
and he actually was the first guy I ever seen do a backflip drop in. So I was like, when I'm at the top, I'm actually like, this is for you, Dave.
Oh,
this is for
cool.
you, Mira. As I'm at the top, and then I just hucked it, man. And it was crazy. Like it's like moments like
that's so
this.
sick.
The moments like this it just trips me out. And then I nearly rode off the side of the ramp, going like this is obviously one of my signature tricks that I brought from the scooter world, right?
Wow.
So there you go.
And what's that trick called?
That's called a nothing front bike flip.
Of course it is.
Or a Tui twist. They've an inside joke on tour, but
And then here, so you lean that energy forward kind of, but not
Yep.
all the way
no,
forward.
I have to be really light though.
Right.
Because that ramp's 27.5 foot tall. So it's like if you and it come off at all, like you are hurting yourself real bad. Yeah, so it's a trip, man.
So where do they measure the ramps from? Where do they measure that 27 feet? Where do they start that measurement?
So from where it starts to go up, so from the bottom of the ramp
Okay.
to the coping, which is the metal like part across, that's
Okay.
like 27.5 foot, and I think it's like there's some 2 foot of vert or something. So vert is just straight up.
Okay. And so when you get to like the peak of the ramp, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be careful not to drift forward.
Well, literally, you don't want to go forward. It's harder to go into the ramp than it is. It's easy to come out. Like the thing is,
Okay.
I could. That's the scariest part about that ramp is you're going so fast that literally, if I went like this, if I went like that,
Right.
I would go 16. I would go so far out the flat that I would break my legs.
Jesus. Damn, bro.
So that's why in that moment, man, I am like, that is the most wide I've ever been in my life is when I'm doing that. I'm like, if I don't do the right thing right now, I'm going to get really, really hurt.
Okay, so you're going up, you're heading up the ramp. What is the right thing at that point? Like, what's the right amount of...
So I'll go up. It's kind of like, it's like the riding with your eyes closed
You
thing.
get built. It gets built into you over
Yeah,
time.
like I know that this will do this, right? So it's like I remember I just remembered that I'd landed that trick before, the front flip one. So I knew, okay, this is what I have to do. I'm going really fast, but I just got to like chill. It's almost like I just float off the ramp. So I rode up and I just got to like I don't want to initiate. It's not like the triple front flip. Total opposite to the triple front flip.
You're not trying to just initiate a lot of
I'm
energy.
I'm like this, like literally. I'll pretend I'm doing it right now. I'm going up and I'll go like this. Like that much.
And then do you just...
And then you just hold on, baby. You're on the roller coaster with you're not strapped in.
Is your eyes open or not?
Yeah, eyes are wide open.
Wow.
But you don't, at the start, it's kind of blind because I'm looking at the sky, I'm not looking at the ground. And then I'll be looking at the ground. That's kind of the scariest part of that trick.
Okay, is what?
Because
You take off.
For a second, I'm like, am I out? Am I on top of the ramp? Or am I perfectly transitioned into coming in? And I like, look, you can see, so I go, ooh, and then I see I'm blind. See how I'm like I was looking at the roof for a bit. And then all of a sudden, as I'm coming down, I look, okay, now I'm coming in. I'm not landing flat. I'm not hitting the top of the ramp. I'm coming in smooth.
That would be
that's
such the fear.
That's the moment when you're like, I'm going to land it. Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I've already played it through the simulator, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what I'm expecting to see. And then that moment I seen that, there we go. Let's roll away.
Damn, bro, that's fire. Wow. I wish I knew how to do something like that. Well, whenever I come to Queensland, dude, I'm going to have to go to Our Willy Land.
Yeah.
And go on and do something.
Do the trike. I'll keep the trike spare for you. My mum's trike.
No, I need something better than that.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think so, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the trike. Look, all respect to your mom. All respect to Donna, man. She obviously fucking has done her work. But I think what's next up from a trike? You think that I could
a BMX bike?
Could someone handle that or not? Is that
Yeah,
pretty
like
tricky?
a mountain bike is kind of pretty sturdy.
Okay, and you just go off it. Really? That's
Have you
all
rode a
have to
bike?
do? Huh?
That's what I was going to ask you. Have you ever done an extreme sport?
Like
skateboarding or anything, like rolled around?
No, they didn't have a lot. A lot of skateboarders, bus just really were just doing drugs.
Yeah.
They owned the boards, but they was mostly just for setting their drugs on while they would roll them up. But we didn't have a lot of. I'm trying to think if we had extreme sports bus.
Yeah.
We had these guys that used to shoot these potato gun they had like a rest area bus. I don't know if they have it on, and maybe in Australia, your whole country's like a rest area actually, but it's like. A rest area is like a place where you stop on the side of the interstate when you're driving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people get out to use the restroom and drink water, change the baby, You usually have a cigarette and then get back in the van and keep going. Sometimes beat the kids or whatever. But if they've been bad.
Yeah.
But not but anyway, by us there was one of those, and behind it they had a river. Yeah. And a lot of gay men would meet up at these places because it was like a it was like on the outskirts of town and stuff. So gay men would meet up over there and, do drugs and make out and stuff. Yeah. And across the river, that's where I lived. So a lot of men over there, some of them would, not a lot, but they had these two guys that would make like these potato gun launchers. Yeah. And if like a lot of like real high men were making out or something, they would shoot potatoes over near them.
Oh, no way.
Pretty messed up. I mean, they weren't trying to endanger them or anything. I think they just didn't want
surprise them.
Yeah, I think they just didn't want them doing a lot of drugs and making out in the water. They didn't want anybody to drown because some men had drowned. Oh, okay. So it was almost like lifeguarding a little bit, but but that was like the most extreme sport I ever saw was people with these potato guns, Yeah. I think anyway.
You rode a bike?
Yeah, I rode a bike, yeah. But I never really thought much of it. We used to build the ramp, Somebody always the ramp was a poorly built and this part would come out and then the handlebar would turn and went into some guy's body one time, I remember. Yeah. But pretty shit. We were pretty shit ex-gamers.
Well, that's right.
But I think I could probably get out there. I would love to get out there and try something.
That would be sick. I could teach you safely to do it too. Yeah. So we could get you flying.
Yeah, I think I'd be willing to. So what is what does the future of this whole sport kind of look like? What is a mechanism, not the bike or the scooter? Mm-hmm. What's something that came out that people thought was going to be the next thing that people were going to use for tricks that kind of didn't make it? Have there been different things?
Rollerblades kind of died off now. Rollerblades are pretty big. Back when I started doing it, it was kind of still around and still in the X Games, but then rollerblading's just dropped off a fair bit. But there's still insane dudes doing the rollerblades. Right. Maybe a ripstick. I don't know. That's kind of you know what a ripstick is? The one where people go like this to get speed. It's one wheel and it goes like that.
Let's see that. Can we pull that up?
A ripstick. It's kind of the weird. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You seen that thing?
I think I've seen this.
I think that you might find this a bit even worse than rollerblading.
Yeah.
I love it all. If you want to ride a ripstick, man, ride a ripstick.
Yeah. Actually, it looks pretty fun, actually. Yeah. I think, I'm trying to think. We had a place called Roller Kingdom bus where we'd have all our birthday parties. Yeah. And, dude, this kid Jeremy, who we were buddies with at the birthday parties, he would go and get all the gum from under the tables and make a huge and by the end of the birthday party, he would be chewing the biggest gum, dude. He was twisted, bro.
That's crazy.
Oh, he was so twisted, dude. And he did it every fucking time, bro. He just had this ultimate thing of gum, dude. And nobody would even, his parents, I guess, weren't paying attention to him because when they came to pick him, they wouldn't even ask him. He couldn't even open his mouth one time. He had so much fucking gum in it. He's just breathing through his nose. And his mom's like, "You're doing great, Jeremy." So, fucking, that's an X game right there,
that's dude. That's pretty extreme.
Yeah, so that's the kind of extreme sports that we had, I feel
nice.
A bit more like that. Was there what about the motorized thing that I see with the one wheel in the middle?
Yeah, that thing's wild. I've seen some people lately doing some pretty crazy jumps on that. I think things just keep evolving and there's so many crazy just sports just People like ride a pogo stick professionally.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that's like, I can't say anything. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just appreciate it. Like, whatever. If you find it fun, man, just do it. But it's pretty wild that like you can be a professional pogo sticker.
Yeah. I wonder if they could do like a pogo stick with like a wheel on it, or I wonder if they could do.
What about Heelys? You know Heelys?
Oh, yeah.
They dropped off.
Yeah, they did drop.
You know,
off
there was
kind of.
one. There used to be soap shoes. They called, and people literally would have grind plates on their shoes,
I haven't
and
seen it.
they would just run and jump and grind downstairs. That's one that's 100% dropped off, but people were doing it.
Soap.
Soap shoes.
SOAP.
SOUP. Yeah, I think that's soup. Soap. SOAP.
Yeah, that's soup,
Soup
or
shoes.
soap. You see any, Chris?
I think I've seen some dudes do some pretty like gnarly rails on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's mostly for rail slides and stuff like that.
This is a full movie. Look at this. I think I've seen part of this. It's hilarious.
Soap or die.
Ryan, what?
Damn. You didn't even know
There,
that. Using
go
this.
to like there. That'd be right.
Ryan moved to the UK, and here he is.
Here, look. This is it. See? On the rail, man.
Ah, so the shoes have just like a place in the
The
middle.
grind
built.
plate.
Wow.
Yeah, this is one that didn't take off. Well, it like, I guess it had a time for like a year, and then, I don't know now.
I guess because once you land, you can't like then.
You just run. I don't know. I don't
Right.
get it. I think they like run off. It's like that free running, you know?
Yeah, parkour.
Yeah, and that's
That
just,
never really took off.
but people still do it, and that's just kind of like just running around.
Yeah.
Like, it's like practicing running away from like
Yeah, it's like
something.
yeah, like I'm gonna trick the cops or something, or like it's almost like athletic. A lot of parkour people, I think, are athletic graffiti. It's like a little. It seems like a side
Side hustle.
Yeah, for graffiti people.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna paint this later, but watch first. I'm gonna run. You know, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna run around it
on
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
That could actually be pretty cool if that free running incorporated with graffiti, like they do
Yeah.
the graffiti on the run.
yeah. I
Yeah.
wonder if there's a way where that they, as they went up, like say they go up a ramp, right,
Yeah.
or a vert. What is that called?
Yeah, just a ramp.
A ramp.
Yeah.
So then if they had a wall while they're up there, and like each time they went up, they had to paint something, and then by the end of like, you know, after 6 times of going up, then they had like a piece of art up there. I'm just trying to think, do you see something as being like the next thing? Because something always kind of comes along. Like you're saying, it's like, you know, a new mode of transportation comes along, and then that's what...
I don't know. Like the things that are,
Unicycle? Is there unicycling?
yeah,
You don't see
people
it.
literally do tricks on that. I think it's crazy these days. Anything can just become something. You know, it's like TikTok is now huge. When 5 years ago, I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like the niche. It's just something happens and then it just sticks. They're just throwing shit at the wall and then it just sticks. And they're like, oh, everyone's like, fuck, I want to throw shit at the wall too.
Yeah. Why are you guys such a practice facility for insane shit? It's out of you guys in New Zealanders. It always is, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's in our heritage. But
Yeah.
I guess we're always just been that kind of loose cannon vibe. And then it's just stuck. Like, I'm super proud to be Australian. And when I think of an Australian, I think of like someone that's just like outgoing, going to try something like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, just I don't even know why. We just do it. It's like just built into us.
Yeah, is Blachowicz, is he New Zealand? Is he New Zealand?
Blachowicz?
Yo,
No, he's
the
like
UFC guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Jan Blachowicz?
Isn't he European? He's European.
I
I
thought he
think.
was New Zealand. I thought he was.
There's Israel Adesanya. He's New
Yeah,
Zealand.
there's Izzy, there's Dan Hooker, who I love.
Yeah,
He's funny, man.
Robert Whittaker, Australian.
Oh, really?
Tai Tuivasa, the guy that does the shoes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I almost got to meet him at the Poirier fight.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, he's a freaking. Those guys are great. Is there do you feel like there's like a next level for you? Do you ever feel like you've kind of achieved all that you can, or what does that kind of look like?
Sometimes, actually, that's one thing that kind of gets to me sometimes is that, like, why am I doing this? You know, you like look around and you see like people that have like a job that is that cares for someone, or they look
Right.
after someone, and you're like, wow, that like really matters. Like you're a doctor that like
A
really
nurse.
really helps
Yeah.
someone. And then sometimes I'm like, well, I'm just here just spinning around doing circles, and like people like to watch it, but like, what am I really bringing?
Yeah.
And that sometimes that gets to me because I'm like, why am I risking it myself to just do these like stunts when like what are they really achieving? But they do it like people are inspired by it to do anything. They might even just be inspired to like go harder in their life and whatever they're doing. So it's like,
yeah. And I'm sure you see kids that remind you of yourself, probably.
yeah, 100%. And that's why I like am always pushing. And the craziest thing is like the tricks I'm doing, I was doing 10 years ago, everyone's doing now. Like, so it's like, I think the same way, like whatever I'm doing now, whatever I do to push the limits here today, that's just going to make action sports even crazier, like in the long run, you know, it's just going to level up action sports. So the harder I can go, the harder it's going to, like the crazier it's going to be in the future, I think.
Is there a chance? So you see, sometimes you would see like that man drops in from outer space or something with the Red Bull stuff. You know, the guy, you know, Danny, whatever his name is, he jumps off of something and lands. You know,
Yeah.
Is there a way that you could do like a drop into a ramp, but from like an insanely high place, like off of a building, and then still hit the
Like land it? Yeah.
yeah, come in at a certain place on the ramp where you could still then go do something? Is something like that possible?
So that's crazy. Like that, I'd love to do something like that. I've always imagined like maybe doing a trick, like a world's first or something new across 2 buildings or something like that. But Robbie Madison is a guy that he jumped onto the luge, I think, or something. Like I think it was just the one in Vegas though. Like it's like the building with the archway. He like jumped up it and then turned around and then jumped off into a ramp.
Wow.
Yeah, Robbie Madison. So
Did he really? Can we look at that real quick?
yeah, it was wild. I don't know. It's like,
And are there a lot of? I feel like there'd be a lot of Vietnamese kids doing this. Is there like a lot of Asian kids that do this sport? Do you notice?
BMX is popping off in Japan because they just had the Olympics. And the like Logan Martin, shout out to Logan Martin. He won the Olympic gold medal, the first ever BMX Olympic gold medal.
Oh, because it was the first time they ever had BMX in the thing.
First time they had BMX, first time they had skateboarding. Yeah, this is it. So he jumps up, right?
Yeah.
Which is gnarly, so gnarly. And then he turns around. He almost goes too far.
There's his.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's his girl.
Yeah, tripping out.
If not, it's somebody definitely is gonna try and get child support. I don't know. That's for sure. Just make it in the video. Wow. Could you imagine looking down from here, bro?
Look at that.
Oh my God, that makes my freaking penis just go inside of my body, dog.
Dude, that's funny that you say that. That sometimes I'm riding. If I'm really concentrating, I can feel like my dick shrinking.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, bro.
I think it's like a defense mechanism.
Oh, yeah, your dick's like, you might be doing this. I'm not. Oh, yeah, they got her really, really scared. He's up there looming.
Yeah,
now, do you feel like he's totally confident at this point? He's just kind of, this is for show?
I mean, he's just got to do it. You got to be confident. If you're not confident, it's like, that's where it's going to go wrong. You have to have 100% belief in yourself.
Jesus, I could never do that. I've never done that my whole life, dude.
Yeah, he's got it. He goes too far, too. He nearly dies.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see? Like, just catching the very bottom.
Bro, that was lucky. That was really close. Do you think he made it that close on purpose or not? That was an accident.
That was, he did not want to do that. He didn't want to go far. Because, like, if he went a meter more... Like,
oh, yeah, that's bad news bears.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, you got to come in where there's enough of that
yeah,
gradient.
because if you don't catch the transition, then you're pancaking.
Yeah. Do you feel pretty proud of yourself a lot of times? Are you able to feel that kind of stuff?
Yeah, when I achieve something that I've really wanted to do for a long time, I'll feel that. But that's just like, that's one problem that I have is just, it's like on to the next. It's like it's hard to sit and smell the roses when I'm just so passionate about it. And it's like, why stop when I don't have to, or when I am able to just keep going? It's hard for me to sit back and go, whoa, sick. I'm rad.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe because I think at some point, in some ways, there's not a ton of value in it. I think there's value in like having appreciation for what you're doing and like recognizing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to sit there and just smell the roses, you got to keep watering them too. So it's like, I'll just always find that kind of interesting. Is there a trick or something you have your eyes kind of set on? Is there like a new template or a new like mode or something that you see yourself maybe being able to, like a new type of ramp? Is there things that you think of sometimes that you...
Well, obviously, it'd be so cool to do something like that, like something out there and just different, not just a new variation of a trick, you know?
Right.
But there's tricks that I have that on my trick list that I want to do that are like going to be that really next level. Like I really want to do a triple backflip 360. So 3 flips with a spin in it.
Now, so say you're doing that, when do you start to incorporate the spin?
So I would nearly do it at the very start, but it's going to be, so I would do like a flip with a 180 turn, and then a flip with a 180 turn, and then the last one would just be straight.
Ah, I see. So you would do a flip and one, and then
flip one, and then just straight.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
When you guys go out on some of these tours, is the partying pretty good? Who parties better, like people on the Nitro Circus tour, or Australians in general? Do you think?
Probably. I mean, Australians party so hard, but I feel like everywhere parties pretty hard. Like America, you just get pretty wild. Like you just reach a point where you're just going like go mad. But I think on tour it's so insane because we're all like super passionate. You know, it's everyone is like at the pinnacle of their sport, action sport. So they're like, you know, they're like the boss skate. Like if you went to a skate park, there's that one kid that's like insane, and then like if you handpick like the best ones, join them into a group like a circus, and that's what you get. Like we all are like kind of have ADHD, I guess. Well, and we're all just super passionate. So
is there a lot of partying as much as, or do you hear stories that there used to be more partying? Because with comedy, you always hear stories like people were doing cocaine right here, and now people are doing their taxes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like gotten hella fucking lame, dude.
Yeah, it's changed a lot for us too because I'm the youngest on tour. So, and I'm 27. So.
Damn.
But it used to be like everyone else was 20s, like in their 20s, in their 30s, but now they all have families and like kids, so it's like mellowed out a lot. But in a way, that's a good thing and a bad thing because we're all like smarter, wiser, making the right decisions. You know, you're not getting drunk and then potentially like riding the next day hungover and hurting yourself.
Yeah.
But there's guys on tour that literally will just drink into oblivion, then wake up and just triple backflip, and like it's nothing. Like you have the rock star dudes still doing that, and at moments that's the rock star's still there. Like a few drinks in, everyone's kind of a rock star again.
Is that your vibe really, or no?
Yeah, yes and no. Like I definitely love to have fun, go out and like party, and like I had a few drinks at the Laugh Factory last night, but it would have been weird for me to like go party and then go do a show because I have a younger following too, and I want to be 100%. Like when I do a show, I feel like a lot of people, I'm representing scootering. Right. I'm representing action sports to like families and kids.
Just the term I'm representing scootering is so insane. It's so great though, man. It's so great to think of something that, you'd see some, like, you see some kid on and you're like, oh, fuck this kid, you know, 10 years ago. You know?
That's it. Like
then now I'm sitting here enamored by this kid, you know, so it's really interesting, man.
And that was like my goal. Ever since the start, man, I was like, what can I do? Like scootering literally gave me my life, like this amazing life. So I give my life to scootering. And like, what could I do to stop that kid at the skate park getting grief like I did, so he can just enjoy it, you know, and just, even though it was probably a good thing for me.
That's the thing that's I always wonder. It's like we want to stop all the bullying, but fuck, dude, if I didn't get bullied some, dude, I would not. That's how you even get any
100%.
So it's interesting, but I know what you're saying. You want them to know that there's an outlet. You want to be available for inspiration.
And it's always going to be there. Bullying's always going to be around. It's just, you just got to harden yourself. I got it so bad in school, like, and then I got it so bad at the skate park, and it like almost built this hard shell around my body that it was like, it bounces off me.
Right.
Everything bounces off me.
Dude, I'll drive any playground I drive by, dude. If I'm by myself, I roll down the window and yell a damn little slur or something. You know what I'm saying? Something to get somebody fired up.
Yeah, harden them up.
Something where if somebody's out there that is like, what did I just hear? Was that about me? Oh, I better get my shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You got to drop a little something. What is the next? So say you took a scooter and you made it cool. What is something else that's kind of shitty that you could take and make it fucking awesome, bro? And if you guys have ideas in there too, Chris, let us know. What is the next thing that Ryan could take that is...
It's like a challenge.
Hypothetically, not shitty, and I shouldn't have said that, man. That's kind of an offensive way to say it. But something that people would see, I couldn't see this being a mode to become amazing.
Yeah.
Wonder what else is out there.
I don't know, it's kind of like video gaming as well. That was kind of like a lot, like people are like, what? Professional video game players. But
bro, yes. Dude, that travel. What is that thing called?
I have no clue.
Chris, what is that thing?
Suitcase scooter.
Oh, yeah. Bro, if you could do something on that and then open it and take something out. And maybe I mean, I'm just thinking, what if you do that thing where, like, sometimes people want to be cool when they're handicapped and they get that little, like, knee thing, that little.
Oh, yeah, when they have a cast on.
Yeah, it's like, just use crutches,
Yeah.
you pussy, man. Use some crutches, man.
I'm going to have to get that. That'd be perfect for the airport, just cruising around.
Oh, dude, especially to see you on it would be legendary. Like, what did that guy just do? Did that dude just fucking do a 670 through TSA? Yeah, what other, can you pull that back up? That thing's pretty, that was pretty great, actually.
Oh,
Oh, that thing,
you
we
see
talked
these
about
things.
that.
Yeah, you see these things around. What about the Lime scooters? Like, they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
And people are hurting themselves.
Oh, everybody, it gets real bad fast on limes. Oh, look at this, huh?
What is going on?
Oh, that's definitely a Poland. They'll do anything over there.
What is going on? The thing is, this thing doesn't turn or twist. You can't, like, you could only just spin it. Like, this guy's doing, like, swirls, but... That looks expensive.
Yeah, that looks pricey. That looks like, that's kind of cheating because you have the tricks built in, but I could see that becoming something.
Yeah. People are taking these things and actually doing... Oh, Segway.
Bro.
They dropped off, I guess, because they were like, why do we have handlebars? We can just have the bottom part.
Yeah.
Like hoverboards. Remember those came in for ages? And then Mike Tyson got, like, dropped.
Wait, is that the one that that Justin was pushing?
Probably. There was like a video of Mike Tyson on one.
Was there
on
really?
Dude, he falls so hard. You gotta watch it. Mike Tyson on a hoverboard, bro. And he's looking all right. And yeah, he gets dropped. Yeah, watch. Like one of those solid falls too. Look, yeah, the sweet dude. You got it. What?
Oh, damn! I've never seen that, bro. You know, your sport is one interesting thing that guys like, you know, I was doing this, you know, guys like, people can't just come into your sport and do it.
Yeah, to a certain extent. That's why scooters actually got grief from people, because it's so accessible. Like you could jump on a scooter right now. I could get you to the skate park. You could drop in. Like a kid can do it so easily. So it's just so accessible that, like, little kids just grab it and they go, you know, they have no direction. So they're at the skate park dropping in and just, like, getting in the way because they're just there by themselves. That's all they know. They don't know what to do. They don't know the rules.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where we get the bad rep, is because it's so accessible and kids can just do it instantly and be in the road and not be, like, looking out, having skate park etiquette. And that's kind of gave us a bad rap. But it's like, you could do the same thing if a kid only had a skateboard, and he would do the same thing, like just roll around. But it's super hard. It's not easy to just get a skateboard and drop in. Like it takes you a few weeks to get comfortable to do something. And in those weeks, you get told by your friends, hey, don't do this, don't do that. You got to wait for this person. It's like an intersection, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Do you see yourself getting into anything motorized? Do you ever feel like that vibe?
Yeah, but it's just so dangerous, man. I flipped a motorbike though at Travis Pastrana's, but it's gnarly, dude. They're so heavy and it's so wild. We just had last weekend, our mate Bo Bamberg. We've done like 20 shows, and he fell once, broke his collarbone like in one crash. So it's just like instantly, if you fall off a motorbike, it's like you're done.
Yeah,
you're like gonna break something. Whereas I can fall off, get up, go try again like 100 times. Motorbike crash onch.
Have you broken a lot?
I've been so lucky. Like compared to the guys on tour, I'm super lucky. Haven't had a surgery yet. I fractured my ankle, my both wrists, separated my shoulders, smashed my teeth out, fractured my skull twice.
Oh yeah, some of that's just being Australian.
Yeah, true. 50% is probably just being Australian.
Yeah. Did you watch Love on the Spectrum?
No.
The Australian show, the Autism Love.
I've heard about that. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Makes me want autism, man, and makes me want to be Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good mix.
Yeah, it's a very neck and neck mix as well.
Yeah.
I think, you know, but it's such a good show, man. I'm trying to think of any other questions that I could think of that I really wanted to ask you about. Yeah, what do you feel like is like? Oh, dude, they have like a lot of what is the babes like? How much babes is out there? Do they have a lot of like kind of like? Do a lot of the guys end up marrying girls that they meet at the track? Is it that kind of a universe? 'Cause it seems like kind of like I know it's a big world, but I know it seems like a very specific group.
It takes a certain person to like want to be with like an action sports athlete. It's like kind of like you're going to be risking it with them. Like I'm sure you'd be nervous. Like I couldn't do it. A chick that's into action sports, like I'm sure I could, but I would be like freaking out, man. I can't watch a chick. That's one thing. I could watch a dude slam all day, laugh at it.
Yeah.
But a chick like falling over, I'm like, no, stop. Please don't do that. So I can imagine like it'd be hard, but yeah, you get chicks coming out. I think it's more the confidence thing. Like we're just like so confident in our ability. Doesn't matter if I'm riding a scooter. They're just like, this guy really likes riding his scooter and he doesn't care. So that's it.
Yeah, I think it's confidence of anything. You'd be playing a damn kazoo, dude.
Yeah.
You know, if you're Louis Armstrong on that bitch, and the ladies will show up. Where are there better ladies, you think, in the U.S. or Australia have you found? Or do you have a
hard question?
It is a hard question, but do you have a type of woman you think, or that you like one of the other, American or Australian?
Nah, no type. It's like whoever is just cool, you know. Like Australian women are a bit like obviously we're a bit crazy, so maybe I'd gel better with the crazier.
Yeah,
type.
I love Australian women, man.
Yeah,
I always dreamed of maybe going to Australia, finding me a little wife or something, a little quokka, you know, having a couple quokkas. I don't know I feel like we covered a lot. Do you feel like that, Ryan?
Yeah, I think I've just been constantly talking, so it's it.
Yeah, good.
I'm pumped, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to speak. It's good. Oh, Dalia got up. You saw Dalia get up. That was cool. Was that a surprise? Did you know?
Yeah, no, I had no clue. And like I'd been talking to him because we obviously have Nitro Circus in San Bernardino, and I was like, oh, dude, get your tickets. And he was like, I don't know what my 1-year-old's gonna do. Is he gonna just like not even understand? I was like, just get him you got to get the headphones because the bike's pretty loud, but. It'd be sick to have him out. And it was sick to see him doing some stand-up.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. And congratulations on your special, dude.
Oh,
That's
thanks,
sick.
man. Yeah, it's pretty. I'm definitely excited about it.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent me a picture that had a billboard in Times Square. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. I want to go tour back over in Australia. I just got to get some more jokes. I just got to get a few more stories going.
Yeah, they're it's pretty hard to get there now. Right
is
now.
It? Yeah, how that's what the last thing I was going to ask you is how ridiculous is it over there?
Oh man, it sucks so bad. And the craziest thing is, when I was there, I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. Like everyone's doing it. That's the thing. When you're like blinded, when you only see what's happening in the country, you're like, oh, it's okay, we're all together, we're doing this together for a reason, you know? And then they're like, oh, America's so bad, there's so many cases, like, it's just be careful over there. And then I literally got here, I got outside, everyone, it's like totally normal.
Right.
And it's like, maybe they make you wear a mask like here and there, but I don't have to quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel room by myself to get into
That's
the country.
Crazy. Did you have to do that when you left?
No. So I just had to get the test, right, to get on the plane. Got here, sweet, all good. Go into the world, sir.
Yeah, because Jim Jeffries just had a tour scheduled in Australia, right? His home country, right?
Yeah.
He goes back for 2 weeks. He's in his hotel.
Yeah.
And on the last day, and he's going to start his tour right after that. All the tickets are sold.
Yeah.
They came to him. They said that 3 people down the block had just gotten COVID and he has to go back to America now and his tour was canceled. Could you fucking... That would make me kill somebody.
I feel like...
That would make me kill someone way more.
Man, they've opened up a little bit in certain states, so I'm going to just go chill there because I can't sit in a room for 2 weeks, dude. It's like a prison.
Oh, I can only, yeah. I mean, even when you go to like, if you go to like other parts of America, it's even more than just totally normal. And you're like, even coming to Los Angeles seems really, really.
Yeah,
like,
I was in like Nashville, and that was just so wild.
Oh yeah,
it was so
open.
sick.
Yeah,
it was so
were you guys
fun.
outdoors there?
Yeah. So this tour we've been doing baseball stadiums all outdoors. It's actually funny because the moto ramp, we can't do that moto ramp indoors because they'll hit the roof.
Damn. Fuck. What's the highest ramp that's built right now for you guys to be able to use?
So the ramp that the guy did the quad backflip off, I think it's like 20 foot. Like, that's to go forward. That's not like the air to come back down. It's like a quad flip ramps.
What's the safest ramp that you can technically use right now?
The one that we use on tour is about 16 foot off the ground.
Could they build a 30-foot ramp if you wanted, or you wouldn't be able to get to the top of it?
You'd have to just go so fast, but they could do it. Like, and if someone wants to do 5 flips, that's how it goes. Like, if you want to do more things in the air, even though it sounds like crazier to have that bigger ramp, it's just going to give you that more time to like get the trick done.
Yeah.
Because it's like right now you just pushed for time in the air.
Oh, I see.
But yeah.
So do you want more time up there, you think?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I'll just stay up there.
Yeah, dude. Look. Well, when you come back down, make sure to come back to the podcast, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Ryan Williams, man. You guys can check him out. We'll put all of his links and everything, bruv. Thanks so much, dude.
Thanks so much for having me. This is like been a dream. I've watched this podcast for so long. I think like 4 or 5 years.
I know you and I've been communicating for years, man.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool, man. Yeah. I appreciate it. I love Australia, man. And I think you might be our first Australian guest. So, oh no, except for Chris Lilly.
Yeah, chilling.
So, but fucking pretty sweet
dude,
company,
I'm pumped
man.
on that. Thank you so much.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind.